All right, I found this web page. I would really like my students to read it. It goes right along with what I've been trying to tell them. Maybe they would see this on an actual site that's trying to help them get a job and say, oh, this is the real deal. This isn't just some book chapter that my teacher's making us go through. This really does apply to what's going on out there in the world. This is a fairly short piece that I think anybody could read. It goes right along with what we've been talking about. I want to ask them a couple of questions. I want to get them to highlight something. I want to put in a discussion topic at the end to get them interacting with each other, even if they're not all in the same room at the same time looking at the same assignment. So I've clicked on Insert Learning up here on my toolbar. I have the ability to assign it from right here, except I haven't created anything yet, so I'm going to hold off on that one. I could highlight something. I could ask my students to highlight something. I think I'll highlight, not the whole thing, just the title, for example, so that they can see that that's the title, and I thought that was important. Maybe it'll stand out. Maybe they'll recognize keywords like workplace and importance. Next to that, after that, you put in a sticky note, maybe up here at the top with some directions, maybe the comment of what you really wanted them to see. Maybe over here, also read this one, whatever it is you wanted them to do. I could put it, apparently I can't put it right there, but I can right here. You can put in video content. Here's my directions, for example. And I can come back and write whatever directions it is I wanted to do. I can then insert a question. Maybe I'll put the question right here as well. You've got question stems that you can choose from that they have very selectively put up here. Here's some basic prediction, explain, paraphrase, write one question, find a vocabulary word, what's your purpose, what's a keyword. Maybe I'll say what's a keyword in the text above. You can change how many points it's worth. I want everything to be worth 3 points in this. I can go back and fix that. And then I can create that. And they'll have to go through and give me the keyword in that text. Maybe then I go down and we've got this piece that I want to highlight and this topic that I want to highlight and this topic that I want to highlight. Now I've got a purpose for this because I've looked it over. These are the 3 big things that this passage is talking about. After that, I'm going to insert a discussion question right here. Create a discussion. Which of these, I really can't type, which of these 3 is the most important? Which of these 3 is the most important to you and why? Which one of these do my students feel like they need specifically themselves? And try to get them to justify their position here. And so I can create that. Everybody who answers this, you'll be able to see everybody's answers. So I can, whichever classes I submit it to, they'll be the ones doing that. I can also insert a combination of things. I could tell them in a sticky note that I needed to have them do something else. I'll do it right here. Or which one of these have we talked about in class? Or be sure and look at these 4 suggestions or whatever else. Now, they can't answer this question because I put it in a sticky note, but I want them to be sure and look at these things and say, be sure and consider these 4 suggestions. And down here, after the last one, I can put in a question that says, which one of these 4 did we talk about in class? What's your purpose? Find a vocabulary word, write a question that you thought of, predict what the next chapter is going to be about, identify the main idea, summarize it, 2 supporting details. If I don't really like any of these, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to make my own question. This one I may make 10 points because I want them to have to, they're coming up with it off the top of their heads. That's a bigger deal to me. I can also go back and ask them some vocabulary question or whatever else it is I want to do. But for now, I've created the beginnings of this and I've got the skeleton of what it is I wanted to do. And it was that easy. Click on the extension, the toolbar shows up. You put in whatever it is you want to put in all along the way. As many questions and sticky notes and discussion topics and instructions for your students as you want. That's just the basics. As you experiment with it some more, you will see all kinds of other things that fit with your content and what you want your students to be able to do with this web page that goes with your content. Enjoy.